Hi guys, this is Lucky with Lucky Sevens Tarot, and I'm so excited to bring you this video because I have a new manifestation journal coming out very soon, and it's going to be so helpful in helping you to manifest the kind of love you want to have in your life, the kind of money you want to make, the kind of relationships you want to have, the kind of support that you want to draw into your life. And I want to share some tips with you, some relationship tips with you directly from my new manifestation journal that is coming out soon, and hopefully help you to gain the type of relationships with people that you want to have that are healthful and successful and long lasting. So stay tuned for all the tips here in this video. So here's your first tip. Don't play the blame game. You blaming them for what they've done to you, them blaming you for what you did to them. It does not leave room to create any solutions to the problem. It pushes you further and further away from each other, and equally creates resentment. And resentment in any relationship, whether it's a friend, a family member, a lover, resentment is a silent killer. It is something that will eventually creep up over time and demolish your relationship from the inside out. Number 2, listen with the intention to understand, not with the intention to respond. You're so busy listening and ready to have that comeback to whatever it is that they're telling you that you don't hear exactly what they're saying. You're not understanding their perspective. You're not putting yourself in their shoes. Number 3, pay attention to what they are not saying. Pay attention to the cues, the body language, the things that are nonverbal cues that will help you to know whether or not they're actually listening and they're present in the present moment, or if they're shutting down. If a person is defensive and they're shutting down, their body language is going to look a whole lot different than if they're receptive to having an exchange with you in that moment. If they're hearing you, if they're understanding where you're coming from. Also, be conscious of your own body language. Are your arms crossed across your waist? Are you scowling in the conversation? Is that person picking up their phone in the middle of the conversation? You know, you have to pay attention to what you are seeing, what you are doing, what they are saying, and what your reaction is. Because your reaction can also determine whether or not they shut down or not. Sometimes you just have to let people talk. Let them get out their thoughts. Sit back and listen for a moment. Allow yourself some room to breathe before you just attack. Number 4, don't overtalk them. Everybody's going to get a turn to speak their piece. Sit back, digest what they're saying. Give yourself a moment. Give them a moment to release. Make them feel heard. You interjecting every time you don't agree with what they're saying will put them on defense, will make them shut down. Number 5, don't make permanent decisions based on temporary emotions. A lot of times when we're having an exchange with someone and we're not in agreement, we can get frustrated. And in the middle of the frustration, when we don't feel heard or, we want to express our point of view, we say things we don't mean. We allow the anger, the frustration to speak for us. That's when you could tell somebody that you love, that you're in a relationship with, like, get your shit and get out. You don't really mean that. When you are no longer angry anymore, you miss them and you're like, oh my God, I want them to come home. But they already got their shit and they got out. And now they feel unheard. They feel like they've lost trust in you because you react out of emotion. They feel like they can't tell you everything. They can't be honest with you about what it is that they're feeling. The relationship will never be the same after things like that happen. There will always be some level of doubt within them, because when you get mad, because they're bringing something to your table to discuss that's bothering them, or they're having a discussion that may be passionate or heated because you guys are on opposite ends of the spectrum on it, you get mad and shut down. And then you kick them out the house. So now their life is changed in the moment. Even if you didn't mean it and you try to take it back, they know that now you're capable of it. And my last relationship tip, number 6, is remember, it is not you versus them. You are not in a tug of war with them. It is you and them versus the problem. That is the only way that you come up with a successful solution that fits the both of you. You have to compromise. You have to see them as your partner and not your enemy, or as someone that you have a history with, that you care about, and not your enemy, in spite of what differences you might have in the moment. If you are creating an environment in your relationships where you are at war with the people that you love, eventually somebody has to win and somebody has to lose. That means that you're going to eventually end up by yourself, where that person won't be a part of your life. Who really wants to be in a relationship with someone, whether it's a friendship or a lover, where you're always fighting, where you're always at odds, where there's constantly conflict? Nobody in their right mind wants to live that way all the time. You have to make sure that you're seeing them as your partner and not as the enemy. You're not making them gear up for war every time you go to have a discussion or a conversation about something that you guys don't agree upon. All right, guys, I hope that these tips were helpful for you in manifesting positive relationships with the people in your life. And I really do look forward to publishing my new manifestation journal for you guys, and hopefully reaching and helping as many people as possible to manifest and live your absolute best life. I love you guys, and I hope that you are loving on yourself. Peace, love, and blessings to you always.